Video starts live right there. I'm going to turn around and show the sunset for everybody. So, if you're watching right now on Facebook Live, you guys might want to see what you guys have like the behind the scenes view. This is what's on Facebook Live. It's just on my Facebook profile right now, and it's popping up. Captain Rocky is there. Good to see Captain Rocky coming in. Yeah, everybody. This is Sunset Story number 6, and it's coming to you live from Acapulco, Mexico. Yes, and let me give you this view right here. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Today's story is gonna be about Mike Tyson. Yep. I'm doing two things at once. Here is my story about meeting Mike Tyson. All right. Mike Tyson. Very interesting person, Mike Tyson. A few years ago, a whole bunch of clients and I went to meet Mike Tyson in Las Vegas. He was doing a show. He was doing his show at the MGM Grand, and we arranged to go and be VIPs at the show. We arranged for us, me and Allie, and a bunch of our high-level clients to go and be VIPs at this show. And then we were going to get photos with Mike Tyson after the show was over. And we go to the show, and we're sitting in like the front row at tables. And let's see if anybody was on here. I have a bunch of people on my webinar right now. I don't see anybody who was there. No, nobody was there. So we go to the show, and after the show is over, we're supposed to get pictures with Mike Tyson. Well, the show ends, and we're sitting there waiting, and the manager of the show, of the place, comes on stage, and he goes, "Listen, everybody, I want everybody to remain calm. There has been what did he call it? There has been an incident at one of the hotels on the Strip, and we just need everybody to stay right here." And we're like, what? And then the manager of the show goes, finally he goes, "Yeah, there's a live shooter incident going on at one of the hotels on the Strip right now. And Mike Tyson is gone. And we just need everybody to stay here where you are and just remain calm, and we'll update you as soon as we know anything." So at this point, I'm feeling kind of like a sitting duck, Like all we know is that there's a live shooter incident going on. And of course, this was the thing that happened in Vegas a couple of years ago, where the guy was shooting out of Mandalay Bay at the people at the concert. And we were there. Me and Allie and a whole bunch of people were there. And they've got us at the Brad Garrett Comedy Club down in the basement of the MGM Grand, awaiting their instructions. And I really felt like we were sitting ducks. And they wouldn't let us leave. They said, "You got to stay here. You got to just remain calm and stay where we are, and we'll update you as soon as we can." They kept us waiting in the Brad Garrett's Comedy Club for like an hour. And when they said we could leave, I said, "Okay, everybody, come with me." Now, working in Las Vegas as the president of Five Star Butter Company, and I know every hotel, I know every parking lot, I know every passageway, I know every escalator, every elevator. I know Las Vegas. Nobody knows Vegas like I know Vegas. I am the king of Vegas. And if you ever have an opportunity to come to one of my events in Las Vegas, you should come. because nobody knows Vegas the way I do, and this is just an example of how well I know Vegas, because Vegas was completely locked down that night when they had the shooting at the Mandalay Bay. And when they finally said, okay, you guys, you can either stay here or you can leave, whatever you prefer. I'm like, all right, everybody, let's go. I know how to go. And I took us out the back way, through the self-parking, through an alleyway, and out onto Koval. And of course, you couldn't get a cab. So we walked. There was about 10 of us. And I think Arlene Krantz was there, and Ed Bensinger was there, and Delon Luco was there, and their wives. And we walked from the MGM self-parking parking lot down to the Hard Rock, and we went and had hamburgers and milkshakes at the Hard Rock and waited for things to all calm down. And, that was everybody was tense. Nobody really knew what was going on. But being at the, diner / coffee shop at the Hard Rock Hotel and drinking milkshakes, it seemed like a safe place to be. Until finally about 2 o'clock in the morning, they opened up the strip again and they let us go back. And we were at Aria, and we hopped in a cab and went back to Aria. Now, from there, obviously we still needed to get our photos with Mike Tyson. And they said, hey, Mike Tyson will be performing his show for the next couple of months. Anytime that you are back in town, you can come back and get the photos. And we did. We had to go back like a month later and get those photos with Mike Tyson. And I remember I went up to Mike and I said, hey, champ, what is the most important thing you ever learned? And he goes, stay humble. That is exactly 100%. Exactly 100% what he said and how he said it. Stay humble. Now, times like this, people dropping, people getting sick, people scared, people freaking out. I believe that humility is more important than ever. At the same time, it may be easier for a lot of us than ever to be humble. But I really believe that it is an important thing, especially for my celebrity entrepreneur friends, to always keep in mind to stay humble. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're all just people. And there are forces out there that are bigger than all of us or any of us. And that could take down anyone at any time. And the other lesson from the Mike Tyson experience really has to do with what we're living in now. When all of this was starting to get serious in the United States, back in like March 6, March 7, Allie and I were faced with the prospect of a lot of my planned speaking gigs getting canceled in front of us. And we had to decide what were we going to do with our time. Were we going to go back to New York City? Were we going to go to California? Or were we going to go somewhere else? And luckily, I came up with this suggestion of coming down here to Acapulco instead of going to New York. And I really believe that that was a very fortunate decision that we made, not to go back to New York City, but to come here instead. And when you're living in this world, I talk about situational awareness so much in my relationship with Allie and with clients, with people who go on TV. Part of what you learn from being a celebrity on TV is how to be aware of what's going on in any situation and to use whatever is happening to your advantage if possible. But at the very least, you need to keep your safety, preserve your life, your situation. To have situational awareness about preserving your life. And just like in Las Vegas, when we got out of, look, all I knew is being stuck in the basement of the MGM Grand did not seem like a good place to be. We were just in a small room, and what if the shooters came in there? I didn't know. We didn't know anything. All I knew is I didn't want to be trapped in a room in the basement of the MGM Grand. I wanted to get out, and I wanted to have options, and that's not what was there. And that's why we left there and went out into the streets and into the Hard Rock Hotel. And really, when I was looking at this whole COVID isolation thing, I did not want to be isolated in a little apartment in New York City. I wanted options. And that's why we decided to come here to Acapulco, man. All right, I hope you have enjoyed this 6th edition of the Sunset Stories. Tomorrow and every night until the foreseeable future, I will be starting at 6:30 p.m. with another Sunset Story. Good night, everybody.